Hi everyone, this is Niki Rowland and today I have a layout for Bramble Fox. I am using the beautiful November Fox box and just using a couple of items from it for this one. I'm using the little pink jumper and the umbrella as well. I considered the earmuffs too, you can see it down there on the left, but didn't quite make it onto this page. This is more of an autumnal page rather than winter. So I'm working with Heidi Swapp. I don't know the name of the collection, but the latest one by Heidi Swapp, and I have got that really lovely Weekend Vibes paper. Now that is kind of Neapolitan in colours on the other side, but I've chosen to go for the Weekend Vibes side, which is a bit unusual for me. It's quite a bit of a tough paper to use, but I've decided to go for this large area of colour, or of pattern paper, sorry, on the page, and to build a cluster around where my photos are going to sit just there. So as well as that Heidi Swapp paper, I'm also using a lot of Maggie Holmes, oh dear, her latest one. The Marigold collection. So I'm going to use a lot of that as well. But before I move on to all the embellishments and things, I'm just going to mention that the pink strip behind the paper there is just from the torn piece that I took off the top of the Weekend Vibes paper. I had pink on the back, so I just turned it over and tore that as well. And then I had to kind of position it underneath the torn edge, because of course the tear was going in the wrong direction. So I just had to make that work, and in order to do that I had to cut it in between to make it longer, so the join is behind my photos. And then I had to trim off the sides because the angles were wrong there too. Okay, so just mounting my photos now on a couple of journaling cards. So I've just got two little photos, 3 by 4ish, actually they're a bit smaller than that. So I'm mounting them onto journaling cards and just dressing the edges. And then I'm going to add those to that section there. So kind of in the, not quite in the middle, over to the right slightly, but on that line certainly where the paper is torn. And I'm going to completely build my layout around those photos. So I'm just going to have one giant cluster on this layout. So like I said, I'm working a lot with the Marigold collection by Maggie Holmes crepe paper, and I'm really using a lot of the chipboards today, just because they have the most beautiful colours that go really well with the two perspectives. That really lovely pinky colour in there, and the peach that's over on the left hand side, and that little deer, he's so cute. Maybe it's a she's got a pink bow around her neck. Oh sorry, it's my little baby joining in some scrappy fun there. So right now I'm just going through my collection of stuff, trying to work out if there's anything that I can use. Oh, he's got my needle, quick, put that away. So I've just pulled out a number of embellishments really to see what I can use from there to build up the layers on this layout really. So yeah, down on the right hand side I've got a chipboard oval, the deer, and I've also got the word delightful. Over on the left I've got the peaches poking out from behind the photo. I'm going to move that over again in a moment. I'm now just going through some Pink Fresh Studio Days of Splendour items and working out what else I can use. I really loved the colour of that little tiny piece of ephemera there, or journaling card, and I just thought that I would try and get that in. So I just had to move over the piece of chipboard, which then all broke. So I had to just kind of scrape that off the page. Then the chipboard had no sticky on it anymore, so I just had to re-stick that in place with my little journaling card from the ephemera pack in the right place. So no mistakes, only opportunities. These things happen to everyone, and you just have to work with it, and that's fine. I can definitely deal with something like that. Just a small mishap. Okay, so putting that little card in now, it's just a lovely colour. It worked really well with the perspectives and the layout. So it's just a little envelope that's to the left of my photo, right, being really good at my decision making now and sticking my perspectives down and committing to those perspectives in those places. So I always worry about the frosted perspectives looking right over layers. The umbrella is fine because it's just on white, but the jumper is over the corner of my photo, over a frame, and over a piece of ephemera. So it's got a number of things going on, and because it's frosted you can see through, and I always really worry that it won't look right, the layers will show through. So I have got a bit of that going on. Most of it looks okay, the top section of the jumper does look okay, but I'm also going to just kind of deal with that by overlapping something over the top of it as well, so that it takes the attention away from it slightly, really, so that you don't really notice it as a whole piece. You just notice it more, whereas if it's poking out from underneath lots of layers, then you won't notice as much that there's lots of other layers underneath it, if that makes sense. I think it also helps by the fact that I use glossy accents to stick down my perspectives, and I apply the glossy accents all over the back of the perspective. So no little squiggles of glue. I fully coat the back in the glossy accents, and I feel that helps with the frostedness, the situation with showing layers through, and also adhesive, because if you're just sticking it onto white, then if you only had a squiggle of adhesive behind something like, for example, the umbrella, you would then see that through the frosted nature of the perspective. So again, if I cover it completely in the adhesive, then it gives an even layer, and you can't see the adhesive. So just a few tips there. Okay, so I'm just continuing to build up this layout. I've added a whole bunch of florals and leaves and things from the Pink Fresh Studio Days of Splendor ephemera. I'm now going through the Maggie Holmes stickers. I've got the sticker book and also the little puffy stickers, and I'm just adding some bits there. So I've just added a bow to the umbrella, so it doesn't really show up that well, but it's a cute extra detail. I've added a butterfly at the top there. I'm going to add another one now, using the really super duper cute puffy stickers by Maggie Holmes Marigold. I've also added a little tiny squirrel, he's so cute, and then a rose and a little flag that says simply the best, or a banner, to the bottom left of my right photo. I've also added the squirrel in at the top, sorry, not at the top, on the left of the photo, on the left of the left photo. He's by Pink Fresh Studio Days of Splendor, so I've got two different styles of squirrel going on here, but all is good. I think it works. And I'm now just coming in with some gold thread, twiddles, and sticking those in, tucking them under ephemera and florals and layers, having to sometimes unstick the things I've already stuck, but I do that all the time. I can just lift things up and then just re-stick them back down. That always works perfectly well for me. I like my layouts to have a border, but with such a large area of pattern paper, a border is not really going to work on this occasion. So I'm just going to distress the edges a bit using my scissors, and that gives me a bit of a rough edge, and it just feels like a border to me. It probably looks no different at all when you're looking at it on screen here, but in real life it just adds a bit of extra texture and definitely adds a border, a little bit of a border anyway, to my layout. So I'm just handwriting in my journaling using a black pen, and now I'm just adding some splatters of gold paint. And that is my layout complete. So I think that's one of the quickest layouts I've ever done. I actually shot this whole video in one take, which is unheard of. Yeah, there is the finished layout. Really quick and simple, and I love the result. So fabulous perspectives from the Fox box. You can see that jumper there, and the really cute umbrella at the top as well. Okay, thank you so very much for joining me today. That was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox.